Hi, everybody. It's Paula. And
Hi,
this
Paula.
is Whoever Holds the Stone. And I'm here with Beth and Richard, and of course, my son Tom on drums. And
Tom.
I'm listening to a book by Willa Cather right now, which has got my panties in a twist. It's called Sapphira and the Slave Girl. Now, I'd never heard of this book before. It was on the library system on Libby as an audiobook. And so I thought, I never heard of this book. I'm going to read this. I love Willa Cather. Well, it's well written. It's great, but it is a book written in 1930. That was her last book, and it gives a Gone with the Wind kind of feel for slavery and how slavery wasn't so bad and how people loved to be enslaved. And I'm getting uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable enough to ask AI what the modern opinion of Willa Cather's book was or is. And sure enough, it seems that it says, here are some main points of modern critical consensus. Critique of racism and nostalgia. The most prominent modern charge is that the novel is racist and marred by a nostalgic or rosy view of the Old South and the peculiar institution of slavery. Critics point to the use of dated and condescending language. She uses all the condescending language in this book freely. And describing African American characters, such as the backstory of the elderly slave Jezebel, who was captured at 18 by the slave trade and sent naked in a boat. Which, I mean, that sounds horrifying. Don't get me wrong. She's not saying everything was rosy. She's not saying she got a stateroom.
Yeah, wasn't going to the debutante ball.
Yeah. So, but the way she describes it, there's really no humanity or feeling of like the poor girl was on the boat naked the whole time, and she had to parade around in front of these people in order, for them to examine her. And the doctors came to examine her, and they did it in front of other people. I mean, it was humiliating. And there was no softness in that writing. It was just like, oh, I'm examining a side of beef or a cow or.
Is it possible? You say she's a very good writer. I've not read her works, but is it possible that she did such a good job conveying it that you were absolutely disgusted, as most humane people should be in a case as such?
It's yes, I was disgusted, but that wasn't her intent. I mean, as far as I can tell, her intent was to glaze over it, to glaze over the experience. And to me, it seemed like inhumanity. So as I'm reading this, it says, okay, minimizing violence and agency. Many contemporary readers and critics find Cather's treatment of slavery embarrassing, troubling, and repulsive, arguing that she minimized the brutality endured by enslaved people and often portrayed slaves as contented or preferring bondage. And there's one story where the husband of the owner of a slave, who is he's a miller, and the slave is helping him mill, so he knows exactly what he's doing. So the guy who is anti-slavery is thinking, you know what, this guy could make it on his own. A lot of our slaves can't because they don't have the skills, but he does have the skills, and if I free him, he could go out and make a living. And that was his. And when he asked him if he would want to be set free, he basically cried and said, no, I don't want to go anywhere. I couldn't live any place as nice as this, and I wouldn't have my family around me. And when in fact, if a man was freed, he could save the money up and free his family one at a time. And so I'm disappointed. I feel like a friend betrayed me because her other books have such a humane way of looking at character. She writes the most beautiful male-female friendships, and at a time when that was not such a common thing. She has female friendships that are kind of obviously lesbian based, more than friendship. But she's got this whole, and I don't know. I wish maybe I'll have to ask AI later why she would have written it this way.
Did you ask how it was received in 1930?
Well, in 1930 it was Jim Crow, right? That's the Jim Crow era. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so people in 1930, they were not sensitive to this, and yes, at 1930 it would not have been considered. But there were people writing at that time. There were people writing before that who humanized. I mean, even Mark Twain humanized the slave experience. You know, he gave them depth, and so I'm just. So the whole I'm seeing if it says anything about why. It just says in summary, well, Saphria and the Slave Girls recognized for Cather's signature artistry in its depiction of place and its complexity of central character. Its representation of race and slavery is highly problematic and is largely viewed with deep discomfort and criticism by modern scholarship. And so,
Well, maybe this is good. She sounds like she'd be a perfect subject for a, I don't know, high school, upper level high school class to discuss about her ability to write wonderful books, but
Yeah.
hold such antiquated and
right, but
No.
they would not. Right now, they would not teach this book in school unless they were
That's-
doing critical race theory, and they wanted to use it as an example of what was written at the time that denigrated African American experience. You know,
that's exactly what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say. Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, they don't even want to teach Mark Twain anymore it's like, in schools because of the problematic. I mean, I think Mark Twain, he was definitely a very humane thinker. I don't know. Do you have any opinion on that?
No.
Yeah, I think that he was friends with African American people. He had them over to his house. He had an open door policy. So I'm just confused I'm saddened. I'm saddened by this book. Although I'm going to finish reading it because I want to see what else she has to say.
You're listening to it on audio?
Yeah. I listened.
Is it a man's voice or a woman's voice
It's a woman.
reading it?
It's a woman's
It
voice.
is?
Because the main character is Saphira. She's the woman who owns the slaves. She came from a wealthy family. She married her husband, who was a miller, and he really doesn't believe in the ownership of slaves, but they're her slaves, and so he tolerates it for her sake.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you're writing a story where you have a heroic person and a villain, should you try to give the villain's point of view as convincing as possible?
Yeah, and I think I know what you're saying here, but it's the way that she, and I am not one of these people who believes I'm not a revisionist. I don't want to take all the literature and change the words and change the way it was written because I think that was written at the time. I'm just arguing because it would have been common thought at the time. I'm just disappointed in her. I mean, I know it seems weird, but whenever I get acquainted with an author, I feel a friendship, a kinship with that person. If I feel that, you know, they have some kind of deep understanding of human nature, especially human motivation. Like,
Well, can you be friends with someone who thinks differently than you?
yeah, I can, but
Can you?
Yes.
Okay.
But I just feel that I feel that from everything else I've read of hers, her this one point, I'm feeling like I would try to convince her otherwise if she really was my friend. I would talk to her about it.
Well, that's cool. I get that.
Yeah.
That's but it's like I said earlier. She sounds like she's your Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
you just found out.
yeah. I guess it's most of the time though the writers that I really admire. I feel that they've got a higher understanding of humanity, and this lowers her in my view right
But-
now.
Maybe it's also an opportunity for you to, accept her into the fold still nonetheless and try to understand how she got that way.
Yeah, well, right. I'm not going to stop reading this. I'm certainly going to finish it, but I've only read I've read O Pioneer, My Antonia, and I think one more that I can't remember the name of, and then this one. So this is the fourth book. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to do a deep dive and see, what's going on here with her opinion.
Are you going to, by deep dive, do you mean you're going to look into her biography, her life?
Probably more. I feel like I know. That's the thing about writing, is like when you write something and somebody reads it, you are occupying that person's mind for the time it takes to read that thing. So I feel like when I'm reading these authors, I'm really having a relationship with them.
They're in your headspace, so to speak.
Right. It's just like these people, dead people, people who have been dead for centuries. I know how they think because I can read what they wrote. And to me, that's a remarkable thing about the written word.
But a story is still just a story.
But you're still getting the worldview of that human.
You're getting the worldview of those characters that the human's creating.
You are, but you're still, they can't be written outside of that person's mind.
Well, then Stephen King is a psychopath.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah, he's all of it. I don't even have to say it.
I think he said, I think I remember him saying one time that he has the most bizarre dreams. And a lot of his, but so it's still coming out of his mind. These things are still, and there are things about my mind that, I have a lot of larceny in my soul, so there's things about me that probably will come out in my writing that, that I don't even think about.
Yeah.
So, and of course I write a lot of personal essays, which are a little different. But even with character writing, like when I'm reading John Steinbeck, I know he understands people. Mm-hmm. I know he gets it. And I know that getting it is important to him. So I'm just, I don't. Okay, that's enough. I'm done complaining about Willa Cather. So Richard, what's on your list today?
Well, you know that story that you just told?
Yeah.
Person said to the blacksmith, if you were set free, you could really make it on your own. And they said, oh, please don't do that. And they declined.
Politely?
Was it politely, Paula?
It was almost begging. Don't set me free.
Okay, so, oh, look, we got Lori joining us now.
Hi, Lori.
Hello, Lori.
I don't know. We'll see, Lori. I'll see if she changes her position or not. I'll find out. I don't think she does because, all the kind of stuff I found out, later. Okay.
So as you have gone through life, have you ever had any life experiences where somebody had a problem in their life and you tried to show them a way out of it and they refused to take it?
Oh, yeah.
So our friend Vanessa was complaining, that she doesn't have enough money to buy good food.
Okay.
And I said, well, here's here's the McDonald's website. You can apply online. You can apply to Burger King. And Vanessa wrote back and said, I'm not going to do that because my father crossed the, he did something the mafia didn't like in Buffalo. And my last name means all corporate entities will not hire me.
It's hard to believe.
I find it hard to believe as well. See, there's Vanessa.
Vanessa,
I mean, that sounds like a good story.
yeah, yeah, it does sound like a good story.
Yeah.
But if I need money, I work another job. I find another way to earn money. You know, I am very.
It happened.
Yeah, because Vanessa was talking about
Many
starvation.
Yeah.
She said, I've already been in situations where I've been starving and I haven't had any money for food. So I said, well, give it a shot. You know, apply to these places because you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be in it to win it.
Anything's better than starving.
Yeah.
Or you could just continue with interesting stories.
Yeah, this is an interesting story. Why don't you write the story and try to sell it? That sounds like a good idea. So, I
That was good advice to find a job. By the way.
it is good advice. I mean, if you're having financial difficulties, finding a job is really the best advice.
So Vanessa told me this thing about, you know, how she's blackballed from corporate America. And I said, okay, type up a letter, and in the letter, state your circumstances and state anybody who hires me will get a dedicated employee. I'll always show up to work. I will give you 100% of my effort. Have a lot of copies made, go to every business within walking distance of your house and just drop it off. If you drop off,
There's lots of signs, and I mean, I don't know what
you could drop off 70, you might get one call back.
That's true. It could be 70 to 1.
No, but the thing is, I don't know, you know, what the actual problem that Vanessa's having is, but there are signs all over the place looking for people. You know, some starting at $17.50 an hour. You know, like at
I drive past OTB on Clinton Street.
Yeah.
Hiring, apply within.
Do you know
There are
that
jobs.
I was at the Bank of America because I was trying to help out a client get a account unfrozen, and they had like a little video on trying to solicit employees.
Wow.
Their minimum wage at Bank of America is $25 an hour,
And they're soliciting.
and they're looking for people, you know, who are trustworthy, can work with money. $25 an hour. And I that blew me away because I remember when I earned $25 an hour and I thought I was rich.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
So you know how you have to renew when you're a notary, you have to renew it every 4 years.
I knew that there was a process, yeah.
So I know, like I asked Jim Prey, I said, are you a notary? He said, no, for some reason I never got my renewal thing in the mail. I've known other people who've said that.
Yeah.
So my notary is renewing at the end of November. So I called up the county and I said, am I on the list for you to remind me? Because when they remind you, they send you a bill, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they said, oh, last year the state took all that away from us. You gotta go on a website now and renew it with New York State.
Oh.
So you go on this website, and they warned me. They said, this won't be easy, but it's the only way you could do it. Here's the website.
Oh, wow.
So I went on the website, and you fill out this long form, and it says things like, well, what is your notary number? Then you type it in there, name, address, social security number, and then it says, hit the confirm button, and we'll make sure you're in the database. Then you hit the confirm button, and an error comes up saying, there's something wrong. You're not in our database. Call this phone number. Right? So then I called the number, and of course, you wait a long time. 'Cause you get
Yeah.
that recording. All our operators are busy.
Were you keeping busy during that?
I was.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I
Yeah.
was.
I do the same thing.
What's sad, though, is like a lot of these hold recordings have background music interrupted by a really loud voice saying, "All our operators are still busy. Stay on the
So
line."
it's jarring.
And then quiet
Yeah.
background
Little
music
music,
again.
yeah.
It's startling.
That's to keep you awake because you're waiting for so long too.
So finally, I got somebody on the line, and then she asked me the questions and everything. She said, "I'm so sorry. When it went from the county to the state, there were things left out of the data transmission, and your Social Security number was left out. So even though you put it in, it didn't have. It wasn't comparing it against anything,
Right.
and the computer's too stupid to say we made a mistake.
Yeah.
So she said, "Okay, I'm going to put it in now." And she says, "I'm not technically putting it into the program. I'm putting in a request to put it into the program.
Oh, geez.
Only the programmers can fool with the program, not the employees."
Fabulous.
Right? She said, "I give them 3 days, and they'll have it in within 3 days." And I said, "Beautiful." I said, "So on November 1st, I'll try again." And then you know what she said? "Oh, and be sure when you type out the form again to confirm it, make sure you type in all capital letters." I go, "Well, that's a good thing to know."
Did it say that?
No, it doesn't.
Oh my God.
And I said,
How
I'm writing that
complex.
down. And she said, "And while you're at it, write down when it asks for your date of birth,
Yeah.
blank, 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 with a little picture of a calendar. Don't type in your date of birth. Go to the calendar."
And you got to go all the way
Oh,
back
those
to your
calendars suck.
birth year.
So you're familiar with the calendar.
Yeah.
Oh my
And then you got to keep hitting the
God.
back
Right.
button. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no wonder. So who designed that program?
So I said to her, I said, "It must be kind of embarrassing for you to be apologizing for the programmers." And she said, "It is." And I said, "Well, we are all at the mercy of technology."
Yeah,
And she said, "Isn't that true?
that's
Like, we've given over so much
yeah.
and put technology in
True.
charge."
And Richard, 30 years ago,
Yeah.
it would have been a simple phone call,
Yes.
Yeah.
and you would have gotten a person,
Right.
and that person would have processed it for you.
Right.
Walked over to a filing cabinet,
Yeah,
gotten off their ass for a little bit too.
Right.
yeah. It's
And it's the same thing with the toll booths. You don't have a person you give the money to anymore. Did you know that?
yeah. I have a Easy Pass because
So if you don't have an Easy Pass, it takes a picture of your license plate and it sends you a bill in the mail
yes,
with a $20 fee because they had to send it to you through the mail.
right. So the thing is,
Really?
I think if you use it like a lot, you're still only getting a $20 fee. It's like $20, but it's a lot.
I think so.
Yeah. So it's
It used to
very,
be 15 cents for a toll.
it's
What
very.
do you mean?
easy.
$20 just for the
Processing
privilege of
fee.
that they
Pro-
sent it
process-
to you?
Yeah, in other
Yes.
words, we want you to sign up for Easy Pass.
Hi, Beth, says
Yeah.
Lori.
Hi, Lori.
And because you haven't signed up for Easy Pass, well,
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay our
Well,
processing fee.
the thing about Easy Pass is that it works in other cities too. Like it works like across in Florida. It works in Florida. It works worked all the way down to where we went in North Carolina. So any place where we drove, it picked it up, and I didn't have to worry about because there's no what are those people? What are those people? It's called the Easy Pass. Vanessa's making a pun. So where do those people work now? Those people that were in the booths.
Well, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of people that are scrambling to find employment is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and it's going to be worse. It's going to get worse because all the things that computers can do, everything a computer can do, it will be doing.
So it's taking something that could be a benefit, and it's turning it against the working class.
Because it's so much cheaper for them to do it this way than to pay people. And I mean, that's taking the humanity out of everything. I do so miss making a phone call. If I ever call someplace and a person answers the phone, I am like full of joy You know?
Paula called Verizon the other day, and the person who was supposedly supposed to help her kept trying to sell her something.
Oh, shoot.
Kept wanting me to upgrade my system, and I said I don't need to upgrade it. I have a house with there's a living room, kitchen, 2 bedrooms, and a bathroom. 5 rooms. I have a house with 5 rooms. I don't need Wi-Fi in the backyard.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need this stronger system. And it was, but it would cost you nothing extra. And I said, that's what they always say. And then it's another $20 on my bill. I said, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And no matter what I said, he kept saying, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. And I'm like, and finally, I know the problem has been resolved, but it was not easy. I mean,
Right.
They're testing you.
and and then of course my lovely son had to come over and help me after that whole thing happened, he had to help me reattach my printer to the Wi-Fi, and I tried everything. I printed off instructions off the printer. I went on YouTube. I tried everything, and I just couldn't figure it out. So
I have that problem too.
Tom to the rescue, Papa.
I do have that problem too. It's maddening. You know?
Yeah.
I don't have a 16-year-old kid living downstairs to run up and
I know.
go, oh, it's just this. Click.
I'll never forget when my granddaughter was 3 years old. I didn't have a smartphone. I had a phone that it wasn't a flip phone, but it had a little
Keyboard?
It was almost like a
BlackBerry?
BlackBerry, yeah. And so she got my phone, and she's going like this, and it's not moving. And she's like,
Yeah. What is this?
she couldn't figure it out. 3 years old, you know.
Well, don't give her a dial phone.
Yes. What is this sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people now that are of a certain age, when you play them the sound effect of a needle going across a record, they know it means that something has suddenly interrupted the music or the narrative.
Okay.
Oh, but
You
they
know?
don't have a.
And then they say, yeah, but what exactly is happening there? And they go, all we know is that means that somebody
Yeah.
skipped to the end or
Okay.
something, you know?
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
clue what the heck it
They
is
don't know
actually
the
is.
origin
Huh.
because they're not used to that type of technology.
We were at a party, and our friend's house, he just put together his stereo system and his speakers and all of the,
Was he proud of it?
yeah. And so, the guys went upstairs. I didn't go upstairs. I was just busy. I didn't make it. But anyways, upstairs. But when they came downstairs, one of our younger friends said, so this is what listening to music was like with albums? Yeah. And Joe and our friend were just like, yeah, dude, CDs are just not the same thing. Neither is Spotify for that matter, because it's coming through.
Right. You're
Yeah.
not getting, and the idea, well, with albums especially, you had this big platform,
Yeah.
and you had the writing
Yeah.
on the back of the album cover. So you
And
got
usually you study the album while you're listening.
100%.
and then so you're looking at that and you're reading that, and then sometimes there was extra stuff in the record.
Yeah.
There'd be a poster,
Yeah.
or there'd be
Oh,
the
yeah.
lyric sheets,
Right.
and you could sit there. And I remember when I got Led Zeppelin, and it was before the Stairway to Heaven was popular on the radio, and I pulled out the lyric sheet, and I studied that like I was going to get tested at school, because I loved that song. And then when it came on the radio, I could sing along with it because I knew all the words already, because I had studied that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it hadn't been released as a single yet.
It wasn't popular on the, I don't know, was it a single? I don't know if it was ever a single, but
I don't know that much about singles.
yeah. So I remember all those lyrics, and I sing them in the car, and I keep asking Greg, "Are you okay with me singing my brains out all the time?" Yeah, I don't care. So that's all I do is sing.
I think that's a good thing to do.
I
If,
sing.
if music can motivate you,
Well-
in a happy response, I think it's done its job.
I want to learn. I want to learn the lyrics to "Don't Rain on My Parade."
Who
I'm
sings
really-
that?
Barbara Streisand.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's Barbara Streisand. I need to learn the work. I heard that somewhere recent. I think it was on Pandora, and I heard it come on, and I'm like, oh, I want to learn the song. Do, 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 do. You know?
Is it what kind of era is this? 60s?
It's a show tune. So
Oh,
so
okay.
it's I'm not sure what I don't.
Is it Dolly? Is it from Dolly?
No, I don't remember. I could look it up.
I was about to do that.
Oh, okay.
Isn't Carl Malden in Dolly?
How do you spell Dolly?
Doll.
Dolly. I don't think it's from Hello Dolly.
Oh, is that what you're referring to? Hello,
Yeah.
Dolly?
Hello,
Okay.
Dolly.
Yeah, just "Rain on My Parade." That's the song.
Vanessa Dolly.
Yeah, "Hello Dolly." It's a different. That's
Hilarious.
a different play. Yeah, I know, but we don't. I mean, we do.
Oh, it's
have
from
some,
Funny Girl.
from
Which she was.
Funny Girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So we
It's
don't.
based on Fanny Bryce.
Yeah,
Is it
Right?
Omar
Yeah.
Sharif in that?
Let's see here.
I channel Fanny Bryce when I perform. That's who I am when I perform. I am no longer Paula Vaviak.
Yeah.
and Barbara Streisand was in Broadway, and then they said, "Well, would you be in the film?"
Yeah.
And the song became so popular, she considers that her theme song.
Don't Rain on My Parade?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a great
I'm gonna-
song.
Okay, I'm going to have to look that one up.
You got to see that movie.
I probably
like,
do know
do you
it,
like
but-
musicals?
Sure.
Okay, because that's a good musical.
Oh, yeah, I like
Yeah.
a good musical.
It shows her determination to follow her dreams despite other people doubting her.
That's why I want to learn it.
It's a statement of ambition, defiance, and self-belief.
That's every single Barbara Streisand movie.
Many.
Self-affirmation in Barbara Streisand movies?
Oh, totally.
Oh.
So I'm. We do have some record albums still. We don't. We had a turntable, one of those kind that you buy that kind of looks like it Crosley, and it looks like it's old fashioned, but it's really not. And the first thing to go on these things is a turntable, and it just
Yeah.
we have a little portable one that I bought for Greg for his birthday because he listens to music, or he used to listen to records on the porch, and it's a little carrying case like the old fashioned ones.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I bought it. I went to I bought it off of Craigslist, and I went to this house, and it was a Hasidic family, and I walked in, and I'm like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
I'm here to buy your record player, So it was just interesting.
Were they friendly?
Yeah, they were very friendly. Yes, I know. Beth never. We used to have during COVID. I would invite women over to watch musicals, and we'd sing. And Greg would hide in his bedroom because A, he does not like musicals, and B, we were very loud and obnoxious. And
Yeah.
I mean, when you were playing the movie, you would sing along with the movie?
oh yeah,
I did not know there was such a thing.
well,
Seriously? I've sang with Miss Saigon at Shays. and I was given the what are you doing?
yeah.
By my boss who took me there.
But isn't that common at rock concerts that people
Yes.
sing with the
At
songs?
rock
There's no better
concerts,
compliment, probably.
at rock concerts, but really not at musicals. But you know what?
No,
I was
not at
I
musicals.
was told to sit still at the Philharmonic because I have ants in my pants, and if I hear music,
Yeah, right.
my whole body feels it. So I'm always like da 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 da, and nobody else is moving.
Was this recent?
Yeah, right. Yeah. So and no one else moves in the whole
Yeah.
place. Everybody's sitting really still, and I can't understand how can you sit still
Right. Yeah.
when the music is playing. And Karen, my tenant, was very upset with me. She wouldn't. So So she doesn't. She won't go. I mean, not that I would want to go because then I'd have to sit still and I can't.
What was the show? What were they playing?
They're just playing something. I don't know. It was just maybe Beethoven or something. Something.
Yeah, Beethoven can be kind of rocking. Listen, we went to
They need to put a dance floor in there. I would. That would.
yeah. Well, you know what? My whole thing is always by the last seat row. Like the last row seats, because this way you can stand up and not bother anybody. You can shake a tail feather and, enjoy yourself. No one's going to bitch.
If I stood up at a Philharmonic concert, a classical music concert, and started dancing, I might make the news.
That's awesome, Paula. I support you 100% in this. You should just get up and dance. That's always my big query when we're at a show and it's seating instead of general admission, and it's upbeat music and everybody's sitting down. I'm just like, what are you doing? I usually say this is not the Philharmonic.
I can do a seat dance, really a good seat dance.
Yeah.
I can, but I have to be able to move.
What if you were a person who had the predilection to do that all the time? What if your autism was showing that day and they were going to tell you? Would they have told somebody who they thought they knew was autistic or disabled or whatever?
I don't know. I mean,
you were discriminated against.
Possibly.
Your enjoyment. They tried to stifle your enjoyment.
That's right. Nobody's going to. Don't rain on my parade.
Oh, can I tell my Hasidic story?
Sure.
Please.
My friend lives in England,
Uh-huh.
and she's raising her child, and she has a house on a side street, and she got a knock on her door from one of the neighbors, and the little kid said, "Can you come over to my house? My mother wants to talk to you." And she went to the neighbors, and it was there's a whole section of the street of all Hasidic people, and it was in that section. She goes, "Ooh,
Yeah.
going someplace that I usually don't go."
Yeah, something interesting.
So the kid shows her in the house. The mother's there, and the mother says, "Can you flip that light switch for me?" Sure, flips it. Thank you.
Oh, it was
Because it was a
Sabbath.
time of
It was Sabbath?
It was that particular part of the observance where you're not allowed to
Yeah.
touch anything that has to do with mechanisms.
Electrical stuff. Yeah, anything you can't travel. In fact, when we lived in Aventura down in Florida, just a little bit north of Miami, there was a whole Hasidic community there, and on Sabbath they all walked to church. To temple rather. They all walked, and so there'd be and it was 98 degrees with 98% humidity, and they had the big hat on and the wool coat.
I know. Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? What kind of deodorant do you use?
Good point. So my friend, my friend said, she said, "Thank you." And my friend said, "No problem. Anytime you want something like that in the future, contact me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then it happened a second time. And this time it was, "Could you get something out of the refrigerator for me?" So she tried a different strategy. So she took the thing out of the refrigerator, she put it on the table, closed the refrigerator door, and she said, "Would you like me to stick around and talk a bit with you?" Thought
Nice.
she was lonely.
Yeah.
And the woman said, "No, thank you. You can go now."
Oh,
She felt a little like, "Wow,
Yeah.
what's going on?"
Yeah.
yeah. I guess there's an element of reflection, self-reflection, and prayer on the Sabbath for the people who
I don't
are.
know. She's a little hungry too, but can't open the refrigerator.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I mean,
Neighbor's good for that.
all I know is that the higher you go in there's Reformed, which is way down here, hardly religious, almost the Unitarians of the Jews.
Right.
And then the higher you go to the conservative and then to Hasidic, it gets more and more, and they follow a lot of the stuff in the Old Testament, which, like I said, I'm reading it again, and it's freaking me out. I don't know how I missed it.
The rules in that Hasidic thing are so minute that it could drive you crazy. When you're sitting at a table, you never sit like this. You always sit like this. See?
Why?
Because you only do this if you're grieving. How's that for minutia?
Well, that's the thing. They've taken apart
Grieving is this?
This is grieving, and this is not grieving.
They've taken apart all the rules from the Old Testament, and they've brought them to a new level of absurdity. Because I mean, it's absurd to you and I. It's not absurd to them, but it's because there's so many layers of when you're interpretation. So they're books of the Old Testament and the books that define all the stuff in the Old Testament, and then there's ones that talk about the definitions made by the people in, so there's just so much. You'd never get through it all. Never.
So my friend said it went to a whole new level when she took her child to the playground,
Yeah.
who's like, I think, 8 or 9 years old. Mm-hmm. And he came over to her and he said, Mommy, why is it whenever I go to play with those kids over there, they immediately stop playing and walk away from me? He said, is there something wrong with me? And she looked over, and those were the Hasidic kids. So from a very young age,
Yeah, there's an
they want
isolation.
nothing to do with non-Hasidic people.
It's an isolationist attitude. It's the same way that you would get with the Amish. The Amish try to stay separate. Although I see Amish people in the thrift stores all the time, and I nod and smile, and
Are they Amish or are they Mennonite?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the
kinda
difference.
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
Horses. I mean,
Well, these people come. Somebody drives them in a vehicle, but they don't drive.
there's different levels. There's
Yeah,
just,
again-
and this is the thing. Wherever you are comfortable in your relationship with God, go forth and
Well, I
but-
find it fascinating. I just find out anything different from me fascinating. Anything I could learn that's different. And I mean, would I want to do it? No,
Yeah.
probably not. But
I'm just as fascinated.
can
I
I
understand.
keep my phone? No, no.
Right. Well, there's a guy named Peter Santinelli, and he does a little YouTube. He's got a channel where he just travels, goes to different places in the country, and he'll find people who, just like most places, you find a person, and the next thing you know, they're just like showing you around and explaining so much about the town, and you really get an insider's view
Oh,
of these towns and cities.
Do you have HBO?
Possibly.
Because if you like that, you would love this show. What was that show? The guy just takes his camera around. I told you about it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of his name or the name of the show, but I don't know. I'd have to ask Greg. I can't remember, but I will come up with the name and I'll send it to you, because he goes and he just talks to people, and he will record things on the streets of New York, and he narrates it, and it's unbelievably entertaining.
Yeah.
He ends up in crazy places like conventions, and,
Oh.
and like there was a convention of people that collect.
Brooms.
No, vacuum cleaners.
That is so close.
Vacuum
I
cleaner
was so close.
collectors. I mean, things that you would never
Collectors of
even
vacuum
cleaners. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was something.
So my friend explained to the kid,
Oh, thank you.
that's just their religion. Then my friend wrote to me and she said, throughout my life, I've never been anti-Semitic, but I can see how this particular sect is fueling anti-Semitism with the way they relate to people.
Yeah, it's a small part of the community. It's a really, I mean, the Hasidic, it's really small, but it's centralized in certain places, and so you get more. But yeah, the people that I bought the record player from were very friendly to me. But the women have to wear wigs; they can't show their hair.
They can't
or
get
scarves.
divorced either.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I didn't really know that
In fact,
specifically.
if you say your husband's beating you up and you leave your husband, you will be hounded by the rest of the Hasidic people. They'll find out where you live. They'll make your life miserable because they want you to come back because you committed the sin of leaving the clan.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're trying to help you.
Help you by harassing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much. It's like a cult. It seems like a cult. And anything like that where you're excluding the rest of the world is not. It doesn't seem like it's a good thing to do. You should be curious about other kinds of people, but I mean, there's some Christians also that don't want to know anything about the Muslims or Jews. They don't want to know anything. They are isolating themselves on purpose. So I mean, it's religion. It's religion in general.
Yeah, religion. I just there's a fellow named Jordan Maxwell, and he does some deep dives into the history of Christianity and things. And one of the things he talks about is that the story of the Bible, they call it the greatest story ever told because it's been told over and over and over again, and it had been told before the beginning of Christ.
The Bible is a series of stories that were stolen from the Mesopotamians.
Yeah.
Those are stories that have existed well before the Old Testament was written.
Right. And it's basically a story of the study of the heavens as a religion. Mm-hmm. Theoastrology, is that what it is called?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I thought, well, it was for myself, I couldn't it's not an easy read. How can you give that to a kid and say, let's read this and understand this?
Mm.
Because at that point, you're totally, as a kid, relying on interpretation and guidance.
Mm.
And then, so what is the point of reading it at that point? You're just going to be spoon-fed whatever it is.
Mm.
Well, as Catholic, I was raised a Catholic.
Me too.
And so we were not encouraged to read the Bible because in Sunday at church, we would only get the stories that didn't have the mayhem, the incest, and all of the other creepy things that happened. You'd never hear the story about how Lot's two daughters thought it was the end of the world, so they got their father drunk and had sex with him so they could have kids.
Huh. Don't remember that part.
Yeah, because we never were taught that.
Well, it's true that, in Catholicism, they don't want you to read the Bible because they want you to rely on their interpretation of it.
Right.
And guidance
Yeah.
with it.
And they don't want
But I do remember teachers
juicy parts.
in
There's
grade
juicy
school
parts.
just knowing too much about rape and stoning, and that was just a whole lot of stories about young girls who were not willing to let men abuse them, and they would stand their ground and say, "No, I won't. I'm a Christian," or whatever. And the next thing you know, they're stoned or they're raped and they're dead.
Yeah. Those are not good kid stories.
Yeah, this is all like before grade 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
You went to Catholic school? Mm-hmm. I did not know you
I
had
was
that in
deeply
common.
immersed. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I thought that I was destined to be a saint. At a certain age, I thought for sure I was going to be a saint.
Yeah.
I don't know how that, I wanted to be a nun, but I wanted to be a nun who could have sex.
A ditto. I wanted to be a nun too.
Yeah.
But I was not cool with the not having a boyfriend.
There's
thing.
a movie that came out last year about life inside of a convent in which two of the nuns discover that they love each other.
Oh,
And when the Mother Superior finds out about it, she interrogates them both. And one of the questions, using Middle Ages language, is, did you achieve transcendence? I had to think about that for a while. Like, what?
Wow. What year is what? When did this movie come out?
It's a foreign film. I think it's named after one of the nuns. So it's something like Benedict. It reminds me of Benedict, but it would be like a female version of Benedict.
Okay. Benedictine? The
I mean,
Benedictine nun?
it's not that hard to look it up because Charlotte Rampling is in it.
Ah,
They had to get a big Hollywood name, you know. But does that sound like a movie you'd be interested in?
Subtitles? Maybe not. Just has to be, I have to be awake that night. Is it HBO? Because I may not have HBO.
So basically, it's nice. You can just look up Charlotte Rampling movies.
HBO, horrible body odor. I like a good acronym. Thanks, Vanessa.
Oh, Vanessa's asking us about a movie. What the heck is that? Oh, with The Substance.
Oh, have not
Vanessa,
seen
I saw it. I thought it was fantastic.
it. Really?
It's like a Twilight Zone type of movie.
Really?
In other words, if you are growing old and you make your living out of being beautiful, Demi Moore,
Uh-huh.
but now she's 60. And so
Yeah.
Demi Moore is saying, I got to figure out a way to overcome this aging thing. And and she gets a note in the mail saying there is a way to do it, but there's a price for it. Go to this house, knock on the door, and you're going to have a tough time getting them to trust you. But if they do trust you, they will give you the substance. So she manages to get them to trust it. And so she never talks to a person. It's always done with notes and couriers.
Okay.
Next day, after she pays the fee, she gets a FedEx box that says, there's 3 hypodermic needles here. The first one is going to make you pregnant. And then after you give birth, the second one is to inject the fetus. And then after the fetus grows up, the third one is to remove serum from and put it into your own body. You follow it?
Mm-hmm.
So that fetus is going to have like the secret of youth.
And has to grow up.
And well, the point is, once you give birth to the fetus, within a week, it's already an adolescent,
Oh. Ooh.
wow.
So, so what you do is, you wait till they're an adolescent and you take the serum out and then you put it in. And then the next instruction says, okay, great. You're going to notice you're starting to not age.
Yeah.
However, it's going to wear off in 2 weeks. And at that point, you go into hibernation and you let the younger you live in the world for 2 weeks and restore the vitality of being a young person. Then the young person comes back, you can take it out again, put it in your body, and then you become young again. You follow it?
It's complicated, but yeah.
Well, this is where it goes awry.
Impossible.
Something like that could go awry.
Demi Moore is getting so many offers with her youthful appearance that they can't let her take a 2-week hiatus or she'll lose the contract or she'll lose the TV show
Right.
or whatever. So she says, I wonder if I cheated a little and took a little bit more out of the spine and put it in myself. And she does. And it works, but now her younger self is getting weaker and weaker and weaker because you're taking the life force out.
Wow.
And so she gets a note saying, wow, did you just make a big mistake? Because if that younger version of you dies, it's going to start affecting you in ways you could never, ever perceive. So she says, well, I don't care. And she takes more out.
Oh.
And that final thing, it transforms her into a hideous, grotesque creature.
Oh.
Wow.
Full tilt.
So is this younger her? Is this a child she's given birth to?
That grew up really, really quick, yeah.
Oh, so it's a cop. She's like a clone of herself.
Yes.
So she's giving
Okay.
birth to herself. Okay. I thought it was a different child.
Right.
Yeah.
Which and
that's-
then I was glad that you didn't say that they said, all right, and the second needle is you kill the child with it.
But in a way, that's how it worked out.
I guess so.
I don't really. I have a hard time with movies where a kid dies. I have a really hard time with that.
I have a hard time when my neighbor's yelling at his kid or she's yelling at one of the kids. I have a hard time with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's it's just remembrance of things past.
Yeah, it's a trigger point. Absolutely.
It's a trigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh boy, we really gabbed away most of our time here. Was there anything you wanted to talk about now that we're here at the 5 minute?
I thought we were doing great.
Yeah, we are doing
Yeah.
great. But it really moved along smoothly. Is there anything extra on your list, Richard?
Yeah, Richard, what else you got?
Oh, let's see here. I got to look up that Charlotte Rampling movie now.
Okay, substance with Demi Moore, but grooming you can, but only with Jesus. Sex, that is.
Yeah, if you're a nun, you can only have sex with Jesus.
Is that called pushing up the daisies for Jesus?
Well, that was the one thing in the book I said that the thing about nuns that we were all thinking was, okay, if a nun is married to Jesus and the
Yeah.
priest is a representation of Jesus on earth, do the nuns and the priest sleep together?
You asked that?
No, but
you would wonder it, right?
that was something
Yeah.
that we all wondered as children.
Yeah, I never wondered that, but
Yeah, I was kind of twisted.
I just wanted to be a nun. They were just so nice. I had
Well-
a really, really wonderful grade 1 teacher, Sister Concepta, and she was just marvelous.
Yeah, I had some really nice nuns, but I also had some really bastardy nuns. So
I had a crotchety nun, but you know,
I had one who she hated me. She
I know.
yeah, she hated me.
Your book was really funny, Paula.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the high
were-
school scenes of
there were-
I'm going to that not canonization, but when the priest got
his jubilee.
the
Yeah.
jubilee, and you're hiding down in the car. People, you should read Paula's book.
So anyway, but you weren't like really freaked out by the scary parts,
The scary parts,
like when I was being taken around and
Paula. I've had a little bit of a weird life too. Okay,
I mean,
your scary parts sounded like we could have
my
grown up in the
girlfriend-
same town.
My girlfriend in Scotland, she says, I was reading them and I thought, this couldn't possibly have happened to Paula, not my Paula.
So she had a version in her mind.
Yeah, she was painting this, well, because she not that she thought I had an extremely easy life, but she thought that she didn't know I had so much trauma. And so, she came from a really nice family of people in Scotland, and they were
Completely different. It's apples and oranges.
Yeah,
growing up in
I know. So she said I gave it to my sister and my mom, but I didn't. I told them it's not as funny as the first one, but you'll love it. So I've got fans in Scotland. I love that.
Yeah. No, I thought it was really great the way you went into how this family, these people that you really, really liked hanging out with, had some darkness to them. You know?
Yeah, they were.
You were hanging out with them more than you were hanging out with the boyfriend.
Yeah, the boyfriend I got sick of after a while, but,
Right.
But that's why I didn't break up with him, because I was afraid I'd lose his parents. But apparently his parents hung on to me longer than him.
Yeah, well, and I get it because you were interested in them, and
Well,
it's-
yeah, it was an interesting time. But I'm glad I have more stability in my life now.
and you live to tell the story.
I like the stability.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at. So you found the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Benedetta.
Ah,
It's a 2021 movie.
Is it Italian?
about the convent in the 1600s.
In Italy.
I think that Gloria went to see that with her family because they all speak Italian, So
Oh.
I'm pretty sure they went to see that movie together.
Oh, they didn't need the subtitles.
Well,
I think you can You know, like on most movies, you look in the settings and you have all these different languages.
Yeah.
Just click on the one you know.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I mean, they speak English here, but they also speak Italian because they grew up with Italian. So
Oh,
I mean,
we
if
got.
you get a mainstream movie and wow, there's like 20 languages that it's in.
wow.
Huh.
Okay,
Interesting.
well, we're going to say goodbye now. So thank you, Beth, for
I
making
had fun.
time.
Thanks for inviting me.
And Richard, once again, thank you for making this possible. And Tom, thank you for being here and doing all the engineering stuff that I don't know anything about.